Hi, I'm Rebecca Robeson. Thanks for coming back again today to my channel to see the third video that we put up in our Christmas decorating series. This one is my favorite room in my house, and it has the Christmas tree in it. Let me take you back to where we were about a month ago when my friend Sarah came and we started in on this room.
I'm so glad we came up with this duct tape idea.
Yes. I mean, if I felt like it would last the whole season, I'd just do duct tape. 2 years ago, I went to visit my friend Sarah. She had mentioned that she had a little Christmas business. Well, she has a Christmas store, and I got to go visit it, and it was the first time I'd seen it. And you know what? She had these lights in the ceiling of her store, and they were breathtaking. I said, I am gonna get myself some of those someday. So this year, when we went to market in Dallas, we met up with Amber Marie and I said, I want these lights. And guess what? I got them. The next step in the ceiling above the tree is going to be to add icicles and some snowflakes. This is just my icicle container. This is one that I got from you, from your store. I only have a couple of them, but they're in here. I think we should use these. Do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because with the gold in the tree,
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
that'll pull that out nicely. And we have all the different sizes. We are threading both snowflakes and icicles to hang from the ceiling. We've added the icicles and the snowflakes, and Sarah had this great idea to add some of these icicle things that we got to the ends of these twinkling things to give it a little bit more length, because all of these are fabulous, but they're the same length. For me, decorating a Christmas tree is quite a process. I got this piece of leftover cardboard that I'm cutting. I'm putting down so we can put the tree on this to protect my floor. I'm always talking about cutting tags off, so I asked Sarah if she would do us the honors of removing the tags, and I want you to see what I'm talking about. It's not just that tag, but as soon as you open this tree up, you're gonna see a plethora, like right here, all the tags on the cord. But then there's usually a bunch in the center too. So we'll get in there, and if there are, we'll show you. Now that we're starting to put the tree together, we decided, you know what, let's go ahead and start fluffing before we get all the different pieces on, because it's easier to reach. You don't have to go in so far. So you see the difference between this one and this one? This one's been fluffed, he's happy. This one needs a good fluffing. I gotta say, this is an exciting moment for me, because I've been using spinners for as long as I've been on YouTube, and even longer than that. And I've been on YouTube, this is my 15th year. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, these are the new way to do spinners, and they are USB. Now what that means is you plug this into your floor and you run this up your tree. It looks like there are 6 of these adapters that go from the top to the bottom, but the truth is it's an adapter on both sides. So actually you can run 12 spinners off of this one cord. So you put this on the branch that you want it to go on, and then you wind it across the thing, and you take it all the way back to the trunk of the tree. But of course you can hide the cord, and when you do that, that's when you plug it in to the cord. And take a look up close. Do you see how that little hook is turning around and round and round? One last step before we start putting balls and ornaments and ribbons on the tree is to run a strand of little twinkle lights in the tree so that the twinkle aspect comes from the middle. I like to do my tree topper first, because I can get as close as I can to the tree to reach it. You know, the tree goes in like a cone, and it doesn't mess up everything below it. I also wire all the things that need to be done on the inside of the tree so that, you know, once you have all this on, you don't want to be reaching in there because you're going to break things and you're going to mess up what you just did. So you start from the inside of the tree and work your way out. The spinner motors are very dark green, and when you have a flocked tree in particular, it can be very obvious. So I take extra little pieces of flocked tree, put hot glue on them, and then glue it to the motor itself, and then just press it right on the motor, and there you go. Now that my tree is done, the last finishing touch I have is to put a tree skirt around the bottom. And you may recall when we started this project, we put cardboard down, Sarah and I did. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought some fabric. And it's kind of meant to look like snow. Like I said, I don't really do tree skirts as such, but I do make my own tree skirts. So it's a really inexpensive way to do it. I also bought a bunch of tooling, and this is kind of the open weave. It's not like what you'd use for a bridal veil. It's what you'd use for a tutu. It's been a long time since I've had one of those. You'll notice that all of the lights that are in the ceiling that Sarah and I put in, all of the cords are down at the base here. So I'm gonna definitely want to be sure that my snow effect goes all the way into the corner to cover those up. Now, my tree topper this year is, I would consider it more modern. It's definitely glamorous because that's the style of the room. But because I had all of these snowflakes all over the ceiling coming down, and some of them are moving and some of them are not, I just didn't want it to be too much. So it's an airy kind of a topper, but I used large, and I don't usually use large balls at the top of the tree, but I used that really large, clear, iridescent ball and a smaller version of it, not to hang in the tree, but to embed into the tree. After I got that on, I stopped with that, and then I went on to do my ribbons and my bows. So I used these adorable garland chains right here that I saw at Market, and I put this on the tree in my entry as well. Aren't they just fabulous? Then let's take a look at the color scheme. This is the room that really sets it off. I used every one of the ribbons that I had chosen, including this very, very wide one here, like a taffeta. I used this soft, almost a champagne gray, as well as a charcoal gray. The garlands made out of chain are just incredible. And then of course I love my disco balls. This seafoam green aqua color has got the pearls and the sequins. So as you look through here, what I want people to do is to not just look at the frosting on the top, but I want their eyes to go deep into the tree. I want them to get lost in my tree. Let me introduce you to Mama Bear and her cubs. Now here is another bear, and this one's a pretty big one. But here we go, are you ready? Let me introduce you to Papa Bear. Oh my gosh. I love this one. I would date it, actually. He's so cute. Added pine cones over here and some packages to disguise and hide all of the cords. I mean, all of these lights and all the things that are going on here. There's a lot of electronics involved, so I had to hide it under here, and this sort of camouflages that. But These little bears are without a doubt one of the cutest things I've ever seen. What I did want to mention is what's cool about the electronics and the capability of what we have today is you can, if you have Alexa, you can tell her to turn your spinners off and on. And of course, what makes it really cool is that all of this can be activated from my phone. Here's the thing, these lights, they come down, but they're all on one height. And they trickle like this. So, manufacturers out there, if you're listening, here I've got some ideas for you. Here's what you need to do. You need to make these things at different heights, not all the same height. They need to be longer, shorter, random, right? And you need to make the trickle down of the lights at random levels, because it doesn't ever go like this. And when it goes to, it literally, there's no lights on for a split second. So here's how we fixed it. This row back here, the row that went against this window, is on all the time. But they are on the thing, and we plugged them in at different times so that they would, you practically have to be an engineer to decorate for Christmas nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Now, I knew I was going to keep my dining room table in there. Do you mind if I let go for just a minute? I'll be back. Down here, the dining room table, I needed to do something, but I didn't have, I'd already used 5 boxes here, so I didn't have enough lights to do anything down there. Plus, I didn't want to put that many holes in my ceiling down there. So I came up with this really random idea. This is how they look. I created 4 individual chandeliers on these 4 corners, and I felt like it kind of cradled the dining table area. And I even put a piece of art hanging on the door. I know that seems odd. We don't ever use this door, so why not use it as like it's a wall with windows, right? And I put a piece of art on it, and it is in my color scheme, and it happens to be a painting that my mother left me when she passed away. So it has tremendous sentimental value for me, and it just kind of makes this room feel even more special. The concept of this string of lights is that it's like a curtain of lights, and that's what we zigzagged on the ceiling. So now look, if we just hold it at the top, not the top, because I wanted it to touch the floor just a little bit, and then each one of these are the curtain of lights that would have fallen straight. Now they just sort of all fall on each other. And in order to make it not look like a skinny, tight thing of just lights, I added these iridescent swirl glass balls to it, and they are glass. They change sizes, and it just gives it a little bit more interest and depth all the way down to this one. I have some footage that I can show you guys of how I set the table. So I'm going to set the table for 6, and this is an example of what it's going to look like. Okay, I feel good about this. I think it looks nice. I think that the goblets and the centerpiece is going to bring my color scheme in, and the rest is just very neutral. And I chose my silverware that is both gold and silver. I have gold and I have silver, and then I have this one. And since the plates have the gold and the gray, I came up with both. Ta-da! Dinner is served. Oh, dinner. Does this mean I have to cook? Some of these really sweet vases that I picked up at market. You know, everything is available pretty much, except like my china, which I've had for years. But most of the things you say, I'd say 95% of everything you see in my videos this year, you have access to if you want to purchase it at Amber Marie, and there'll be a link in the description box below so that you can easily go to the website. And there's a Rebecca Robeson page, so it's all in there. Okay, look at this. And then I've got these aqua colored goblets. How perfect, right? And I used my gold and silverware. All in all, it's very simple, but I think it's elegant and it's classy, and it just looks beautiful with everything that's here. Do you think so? Leave me a comment below and let me know. You may be wondering, okay, Rebecca, I know what you did to the north and I know what you did to the south, but what did you do in the east and west? I mean, how did the middle go? Is it east and west? Yeah, east and west. How did that go? Let me show you how I tied the two spaces together, making the room feel cohesive and festive. Okay, one thing I have to say, in every one of these videos, as I take you room by room, you're gonna see that the room we're in is fully lit and decorated, while the rooms that you have maybe a little peek of are not. Well, that's not true. They are decorated. They're just dark. Why is that? Because I don't want you to see the entire house and how it connects with each other until the final reveal video, my all house tour, all right? So I'm gonna walk you through and you're gonna see everything and it's gonna be spectacular. So if you're trying to peek and see what's in there, don't do it. On this wall, I placed my bench. It's a gray leather bench from Restoration. And then this is a really beautiful wreath. It's all made out of twigs, you know, the flocking on it and the little tiny lights. And it's just simple. I could have put ribbon on it and gone overboard, and I have in the past. Take a look at what this looked like the year that I did my music theme. There were 76 trombones in that thing, or at least one of the 76. Now, what's across from that? Because remember, down here at this arched window, I have my dining room. Down here at this arched window, I have my bears and my tree. What's at this arched window? Is it just completely blank and bare? No, it looks like this. A bar cart. Perfect, right? You can sit down here, take a look at the tree. You can come visit my friend Bruce. And actually, I think when we're done, Bruce and I are gonna sit down and have a cocktail. It also works great with the dining table there as well. I mean, I could use it for, you know, Christmas dinner, having the turkey or the ham or the steak or whatever we're gonna have. I don't know, I don't think about the food till until it's time to call Uber Eats, to be honest. Not on Christmas, okay. This is a twig branch tree from Amber Marie, and it's covered in ice, and I love it. This is the 4-foot size, and I also have the 5-foot size in my family room, but it was just the perfect thing. So when you're in here, and we're gonna try to film this in a way that you can capture the whole space, because essentially you are, in one way or another, in this room, you are surrounded with lights, and that is pretty amazing. Don't you think so, Bruce? You've been doing such a good job holding your pose this whole time. I could never stand still that long. Not sure if you've heard this yet, but this year we've done something different. We have packaged the design sessions courses that are about Christmas decorating in a one-time purchase where you can buy it one time and you own it for life. So if you're interested in that, it also makes a great Christmas gift. There's a link in the description box below. Go check out my website, RebeccaRobeson.com. It's the design sessions. You're gonna learn a lot about decorating for Christmas, I promise. Bruce and I want to thank you for coming and watching this video today. I hope you've gotten some ideas of things that you can do in your house. Maybe you can use things that you've had and put them in a different location. Maybe you can reconsider where you put your tree. And definitely use some of the tree decorating tips that I've used. And what about your ceiling? Couldn't you do something about that? I mean, it is pretty amazing, right? Leave me a comment below and let me know. And please be sure to come back because there's another video coming out after this one. It might be, well, you're just gonna have to come back and see.